The Creative Industries Cluster Hubs project was launched in 2023 with funding from Arts Humanities Research Council and Department for Culture, Media and Sport, with a view to extend the impact and benefits of Cardiff's thriving creative cluster to outside the immediate Cardiff area. So we worked specifically with Newport, Rhondda and Monmouthshire to enable them to do some key research and mapping work and get a real understanding of the strengths and challenges of the sector in their areas.
This was the first time this kind of data gathering and analysis had been done, and we mapped around 700 creative individuals and organisations working in those 3 local authority areas. We saw a really fantastic engagement from the local authorities themselves, and I think from a very short pilot, it really proves the case for more investment and more contribution to thinking about this community in the future.
We were involved in the pilot project, which was hugely successful in Monmouthshire. We helped map 260 creative artists, and that project allowed us to start being part of that ecosystem, start helping the networks, and it's flourishing. The evidence shows us that having creative hubs, having clusters, optimises having a thriving creative economy that is contributing to the economic well-being of our region, but it also delivers on something which is much harder to capture, and that is a sense of well-being in a place that you feel is being celebrated in small and big ways every day.
As a result of the Creative Industries Cluster Hub project, we've managed to not only bring our creative sector together during the lifespan of the project, but it's sort of given us as an art service within the local authority time to think about how we might continue that work using our own funding, using Arts Council grants that we get, to invest in the continued development of the creative sector within Rhondda and Taff. One of the things that we were really lucky to have on our doorstep was the National Eisteddfod. And what we found was that a lot of the creative businesses and the creative individuals that we'd worked with were then able to take advantage of the opportunities available to them through the Eisteddfod. It's been great to see that real development.
I came in at the end of the Creative Cluster Hubs project. For me, it was just brilliant to see how all of the creative industries in South East Wales have been brought together, and that was quite nice, you know, to develop that community and to work with each other. I've always known that we've got a really great creative community in Newport. I've always known that, I've always understood that. What I didn't quite realise, I guess, is how valuable it is to our city. The statistical information that came out about revenue and turnover and jobs is brilliant for me, because that allows me to say to decision makers and prove to them how vital it is, not just in that well-being and nice to have sense, but in that it is vital to our economy in the city. It provides lots of jobs. We've also developed our culture strategy in the last year, which we launched last week, which is amazing. The Creative Industries Cluster Hub project really springboarded us into that.
Figures are really impressive, and they go a long way to ensuring funding and to showing the real tangible impact of the sector. But I think what really resonates with people is stories from creatives, and we worked with some fantastic creatives during this project to shine a light on them and to encourage people to learn more about these spaces through the wonderful work of the creatives.
A lot of people worked on the Creative Industries Cluster Hubs project, and that's what's needed to bring together that kind of intervention. But I think we can show clear evidence of impact that when that happens, when government, education, civil society and industry come together with a clear focus, we can really do some quite extraordinary things, even in a really short space of time.